Welcome to part 2 of Nekroz Kristya. In this video, I'm going to continue on with the topics of the last video and explain another combo that is possible in Nekroz Kristya, even if this combo is not recommended due to the brickiness of a certain card called Zaborg the Mega Monarch. Also, I'm going to, after this combo, explain a couple of things regarding the playstyle of the deck and certain decision trees that you make when you want to decide to play this deck. So, let's get right into it. The combo is going to revolve in resolving Mega Zaborg. And for this demonstration, we are also going to slightly extend this combo by saying we are hard drawing any Nekroz card that allows us to search something. And one resolvable card, like Incantation Pencil Plume. So in this demonstration, we're going to choose to have this hand. One Nekroz of Brionac, one Incantation Pencil Plume, and one Zaborg the Mega Monarch. So first of all, we're going to activate Incantation Pencil Plume to special summon itself and one Incantation Talismandra from your deck. Now Talismandra is going to activate its effect, searching a very important card for this combo due to the vulnerability of Zaborg. So we are going to search Saravis the Ancient and Ascended, in order that our Zaborg does not get interrupted by any Valor or Impermanence. So, now we're going to Tribute Summon for Zaborg the Mega Monarch, activating its effect, targeting itself, or if your opponent controls any light monster, the light monster, as long as it has a level or rank, and it is at least rank 4. So we are going to, in this demonstration, destroy Zaborg as we are discussing a going first combo. Zaborg is now going to send 8 cards from the extra deck of your opponent, depending on which incantation you use to summon. If it is a dark incantation like Bookstone, your opponent gets to choose. But due to us having done this combo with Pencil Plume, we get to choose the cards your opponent sends. But we always get to choose the cards we send. So what we're going to send are 3 Heralds of the Arclight, 1 Elder Entity Entus, 1 Psyframe Lord Omega, 1 Totally Awesome, and any 2 cards you do not care of. In this case, we're going to send number 21 Frozen Lady Justice and Elder Entity Nyarla, due to its those 2 cards being useless after setting up a Kristya combo, or barely useful. So, now a combo chain will start. We are going to chainlink 1, 2, 3, Herald of the Arclight. Chainlink 4, if possible, Elder Entity Entus. And chainlink 5, Totally Awesome, targeting either itself or any Nekroz card that is in your graveyard. And now we're going. Now the chainlink resolves. We're going to add Totally Awesome back to the extra deck. We're going to pop 1 card if your opponent controls any card. And now we're going to search 3 cards. We're going to search Nekroz of Valkyris, Nekroz of Unicorn, and Cyber Angel Benten. Now we're going to activate the effect of Brionac. Search Clausulus. Clausulus, search Nekroz Kaleidoscope. We're going to activate Nekroz Kaleidoscope. Special summoning for 12. We're going to send a level 12 monster from the extra deck to the graveyard. In this case, we're using Assault Blackwing Onimaru the Divine Thunder. Due to it being able, we are playing this card due to it being able to be summoned via Trish plus Ash Blossom or any other of the Ghost Girls. Good. Now we have a board of Nekroz of Unicorn and Nekroz of Valkyris. Also, we have 4 fairies in the graveyard. So now, we're going to use the effect of Nekroz of Valkyris, tributing Cyber Angel Benten, to hard draw 1 card. Now Cyber Angel Benten activates. We're going to add Archlord Kristya to our hand. Good. But now we have a problem. We have 5 fairies in the graveyard, and therefore cannot special summon Kristya. So why did we send Psyframe Lord Omega? It is to fix this problem. We're going to send Psyframe Lord Omega and Herald of the Arclight back to the extra deck, so that it can be reused next turn if possible. And therefore we now have 4 fairies in the graveyard. Good. Since now we control 4 fairies in the graveyard, we can special summon Archlord Kristya, which will add us back Cyber Angel Benten. Good. Why is this board so strong? I forgot to say that this board that Sabor creates is probably the strongest that the Nekroz Kristya deck can produce, but though it is also the most inconsistent due to you having to hard draw 1 unsearchable 3 of, and any way to summon it, which usually involves having 2 cards due to it being a level 8 Monarch. Good. So what can we do with this board? There's an interesting interaction with Nekroz of Valkyris and Archlord Kristya that has been special summoned having 4 fairies in the graveyard. So this interaction is via tributing Archlord Kristya and Cyber Angel Benten to draw 2 cards. But due to Kristya having the clause that it goes to the top of the deck as soon as it leaves the field, we're going to put it on top of the deck instantly. It is not a chain link that resolves to send it to the top of the deck. So we're going to draw Archlord Kristya plus any card. And Cyber Angel Benten activates again. We're going to add a Manju of the 10,000 hands. So now we can extend our plays by normal summoning Manju of the 10,000 hands and continuing to special summon, and afterwards still have a Kristya set up at the end of the board if you have not OTK'd your opponent. Also, Kristya is a 2800 beat stick in this case that will help you OTK through your opponent's damage, due to us now having more than 8,000 damage on the board as soon as we summon Kristya. This is also a reason why I find Vanity's Ruler a little bit obsolete in Nekroz, and way worse than playing a dedicated Kristya build. The pluses of playing Vanity's Ruler over Kristya is that the engine is way smaller due to us playing only 1 Benten instead of 2. In this case, in the case of Kristya, we are required to play 2 Benten and Archlord Kristya to play this deck. Also, we are required to play 3 Galdagra in case you, for whatever reason, think that life points matter in this game, even though they truly do not unless you die. This is due to your opponent not being able to crush through your board as long as they cannot special summon in a special summon reliant deck. Though if you play True Draco, Dynamite may like to have a word with you while just crushing your board with the effects of their trap cards, and then instantly killing you through the 2,000 life points you have. Also, the combo is way more consistent for Archlord Kristya. In fact, it is more than double the consistency, comparing the combo of Vanity's Ruler being at a 34% chance to open, while the combos for Archlord Kristya being up to 75 to 80% consistent, and therefore Kristya is way easier to open. Also, there is an interesting dynamic that is in Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! As Kristya creates it, which revolves in having 2 beat sticks over 1 beat stick. In this case, we are going to demonstrate it with Nekroz of Unicorn and Kristya. As in, we can extend most of the combos a little bit further if we hard draw a Kaleidoscope or a Nekroz of Unicorn. So, in this case, your opponent will not be able to special summon, and therefore usually only be able to summon one monster as long as he doesn't have any extra normal summon cards. And therefore, you will always be doing damage on the next turn. And therefore, we are going to put your opponent on a 4-turn timer until he dies. And therefore, there is no reason to believe that Kristya can be outed that soon. Also, you're going to be hard drawing extra cards, including Saravis the Ancient and Ascended, if you're lucky, or any other protection cards like Nekroz of Trishula or Nekroz of Valkyrus. Therefore, we are protecting the Tower of Kristya even more, and therefore we are not making it easier for your opponent to out this board. So basically, any beat stick plus Kristya is usually a winning board in normal game state situations, for example, against Salamangreat. Even though we have to mention here that Nekroz of Unicorn is only 2300 and therefore can be outed by a Jack Jaguar plus Spinny, and therefore putting them off the timer if they decide to crush it, which is also the correct play. So, another reason why people tend to avoid this deck is because they fear that this deck does not play well going second, which is where I disagree. First of all, we are still playing Nekroz, but only with like 3 extra tech cards and a double Manju that is Geodagra, which will help us out Floodgates, by the way, due to us being able to send Elder Entity Entis from the deck to the from the extra deck to the graveyard to pop any card on the opponent's board. So, since we are playing usually Nekroz is a good engine in going second due to the likes of Unicorn shutting off extra deck monsters and therefore making Kaleidoscope a forced negate card. Also, cards like Nekroz of Brionac can bounce 2 extra deck monsters, and Klauslus can negate 1 extra deck monster. And at last, we of course have Nekroz of Trishula, which will help us in eliminating a board. So, since we are going, if we're forced second due to us losing the dice roll, we're not completely on bad terms in losing a duel, unless your opponent sets up an unbreakable board like Thunder Dragons do. But I must also say that this version has another interesting advantage over any other deck, due to us having a slightly better matchup against Thunder Dragons. We have a slightly favored match against Thunder Dragons, because if we win the dice roll, we probably win the match, unless anything unpredictable like a brick happens, which usually does not happen due to the high consistency of Kristya. Also, your opponent will not always be able to resolve their combo due to us siding in Game 2 and Game 3, depending on how we won or lost the dice roll. 3 Sphere Modes or 3 Lava Golems, or any other cards that help you out the board. Also, we have the ability to play the Psyframe engine to negate any unchain blocked Saryuyas, and therefore usually destroying their combo. This also applies to any other combo deck, so we're basically a combo counter combo deck. The main problems, though, of the deck are still in the back row matchups, due to back row decks usually not relying too much on special summons. This even includes Sky Striker due to their high toolkit, due to their high searchability of their toolkit, which involves a Widow Anchor to negate a Kristya. So even if you have a Saravis, you're unsafe in playing Kristya. But in the case of those decks, you're not going to... if you know that you're going to be matched against those decks, for example, if you see that you're playing against True Draco because he does not play an extra deck, we're not going to opt to go first, but we're going to opt to go second because the rest of our deck can go first or second. And game 2 and game 3, we're going to side in cards like evenly matched. Or we're also going to side cards like Denko Seka, Lava Golem, Pankratops, and maybe even Secret Village of the Spellcasters, depending on your meta. Secret Village of the Spellcasters is also an interesting option due to us being able to cockblock Sky Strikers if you summon a Kristya plus a Unicorn plus a Secret Village, which is, though, a 4-card combo, but still means absolutely 100% game against Sky Strikers, because they will probably not have any out to that board, unless it's impermanence. So good. At last, I would like to discuss a little bit about Zaborg the Mega Monarch. Zaborg the Mega Monarch is a highly debated card, and personally, I do not like this card, though in this version of this deck, I've included him once due to me having a free 40th slot and me having wanting to have fun. Zaborg, no offense, is a very fun card to play, but it is highly inoptimal due to us only having an 11% chance if we are playing 3 Zaborgs to resolve it, considering if we play 8 incantations that are not Chalice Slime. At last, I also would like to say a little bit about Chalice Slime being a mandatory 3 of in the deck. People may know that Chalice Slime is a hard once per turn, but Chalice Slime is also a better preparation of rights due to us being able to summon any incantation, and therefore being able for us to add one incantation from one ritual's monster or spell from the graveyard or from the deck. Also, it summons a monster, so it is an inherent +1, and it enables our our most used Kristya combo. So, in my opinion, Incantation Chalice Slime, even though it is a hard once per turn, is a mandatory 3 of. And also, if you draw multiples, as in an argument that I have seen on Facebook, you can, if you want to, you can discard Incantation Chalice Slime. At last, there is also a neat little combo that includes Incantation Chalice Slime and Incantation Celebration that I may present to you, which will help you immensely in your grind game, and also can be used to extend your Kristya combos to create even more insane boards. So this combo revolves around sending Incantation Inception to the graveyard for Incantation Chalice Slime's effect to summon any incantation from your deck. So, we're now inherently +1 due to Incantation Chalice Slime. Now we're activating the effect of Talismandra to search one card. In this case, I do not care which card we're going to search, because I want to demonstrate how much plus we are going to make with this combo. Now we're using the effect of Incantation Inception to send Talismandra to the grave, to add Inception to the hand, which is already a -0, and we're going to special summon any other incantation monster that is currently effective in the stool. In this case, we are going to special summon Incantation Candle to search any Nekroz spell. So we are already... the Incantation Inception in this case was a +2, and Incantation Chalice Slime was a +1. So we have a +3, and also, if you realize, we have this +3 for the next turn as well, which also helps with grind games. So the argument of grind games being not possible in Nekroz Kristya build is absolutely ridiculous. The only deck that cannot grind and is Nekroz is probably Mekroz. Mekroz is a version that is highly dependent on OTKing your opponent, and it has a very, very, very good Sky Striker match up, even though it has an absolutely shit show matchup against Thunder Dragons or any combo deck. that immediately makes a board that you cannot play through. So, with this, I would like to conclude this video. If you have any questions, please go into the comments and ask them to me. I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. I will probably make another video about the deck profile of this certain deck to explain how we build this deck. Also, I would like to mention that you're free to opt to play any tech cards, for example, the Gamma engine, which I'm playing as 44 cards. So at last, I would like to say thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you will have success with your Nekroz Kristya build if you decide to try this out. Goodbye.